Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are a Growth Pro. This time, thank you for my opportunity. I want to make a statement about education in Indonesia is already good. Education in Indonesia is regulated by the Ministry of Education and Culture, Kemendikbud, and the Ministry of Research, Technology, and Higher Education. Kemenristek Dikti, the education system in Indonesia is divided into several levels, namely early childhood education, PAUD, basic and secondary education, and higher education. Early childhood education or PAUD is education given to children from birth to 6 years old. This PAUD aims to assist the physical and mental development of children from an early age. PAUD consists of several types such as kindergarten or TK, Raudhatul Atfal RA, and playgroup KB. Basic and secondary education in Indonesia consists of elementary school SD or madrasah, ibtidaiyah MI for 6 years, junior high school SMP or madrasah, sanawiyah MTS for 3 years, and high school or SMA, madrasah aliyah MA, or vocational high school SMK for 3 years. This education aims to form the basic character and skills needed by every individual. Higher education in Indonesia consists of diploma, bachelor, master, and doctoral program organized by universities, institutes, college, academies, and polytechnics. This higher education aims to prepare young Indonesians to become competent and competitive workers. The Indonesian government has worked hard to improve the quality and access to education throughout the country. Several programs such as the Smart Indonesia program PIP and the Indonesia program have been launched to help children from less fortunate families gain access to decent education. However, despite many advancements, there are still challenges to be faced. For example, the quality of education in rural and remote areas still needs to be improved. In addition, the education curriculum also needs to be consciously updated to keep up with developments.
Progress in Indonesian education can be attributed to a number of factors, including improved accessibility, efforts to increase access to education for more people, including scholarship programs and improved education infrastructure. Curriculum reform changes in the curriculum to make it more relevant to the demands of the times and the needs of the job market. Government investment: the government's commitment to massive investment in education development, including school construction, teacher training, and procurement of education resources. Teacher quality improvement: program to improve the quality of teachers and educators, including training and professional development. Educational technology: the utilization of technology in education to improve teaching and learning methods. One evidence of Indonesia's educational progress is the increase in educational accessibility and community participation in education programs. In addition, the adoption of technology in learning and improved teacher quality can also be considered positive signs.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, I will give my statement on the topic of our debate. There is about education. How to overcome education problems in Indonesia? Broadly speaking, there are two solutions that can be provided. Namely, first, a systemic solution, namely a solution by changing social systems related to the education system. The current education system in Indonesia is implemented in the context of a capitalist economic system, which has the principle of, among other things, minimizing the role and responsibility of the state in public affairs, including education funding. So the current capitalist system must be stopped and replaced with an Islamic economic system which stipulates that the government will bear all state education financing. Second, technical solution, namely solution involving technical matters directly related to education. For example, the solution is to solve the problem of teacher quality and student achievement by increasing welfare. It is also provided with a solution by financing teachers to continue to higher levels of education and providing various training to improve teacher quality, low student achievement by improving the quality and quantity of learning materials, improving teaching aids and educational facilities, and so on.
I want to ask Gurtri the question: how does the Indonesian government regulate the early childhood education system PAUD, and what is the purpose of PAUD? Thank you.
Okay, I will answer question from Feren from group 4. The Indonesia government regulates the early childhood education system known as Pendidikan Anak Usia Dini or PAUD through the Ministry of Education and Culture. The government has established a national standard for PAUD which includes curriculum, educators and educational personnel, facilities and infrastructure. Management, financing, and educational assessment. The purpose of PAUD is to lay the foundation for a child's physical and mental development, instill basic values, and develop basic skills. It aims to prepare children for further levels of education and to help them develop their potential. PAUD is considered crucial in shaping a child's character and intelligence, as it is the first stage of formal education in Indonesia. The government encouraged the establishment of PAUD institution in every region and provides assistance and supervision to ensure the quality of education. They also provide training for PAUD educators to improve their teaching skills and understanding of child psychology. PAUD is divided into two types, formal and non-formal. Formal PAUD includes kindergarten, TK, and Rodahatul Atfal RA, while non-formal PAUD includes playgroup, childcare, and family education. The government regulation and support for PAUD shows their commitment to improving the quality of education in Indonesia starting from the earliest level. They believe that a strong foundation in early childhood will lead to a better future for the children and the nation as a whole. Just enough for my answer for Feren. Thank you.
What is the role of programs such as the Smart Indonesian Program PIP and the Smart Indonesian Program in increasing access to education for children from underprivileged families?
I will answer friend's question. The question is, what is the role of programs such as the Smart Indonesia Program or PIP and the Smart Indonesia Program in increasing access to education for children from underprivileged families? programs such as the Smart Indonesia program or PIP and the Intelligent Indonesia program have an important role in increasing access to education for children from underprivileged families in Indonesia. PIP, as a social assistance program, provides financial assistance to students from disadvantaged families to support the continue of their education. This helps reduce the economic burden on families and encourages children participation in education. The, the Intelligent Indonesia program focus more on developing human resources through quality education, improving skills, and providing scholarships. This program aims to create an intelligent and highly competitive generation through educational assistance, especially for those who have potential but are limited by economic conditions. Overall, the role is to provide fairer and equal opportunities.
How is higher education in Indonesia organized and what programs are offered? Higher education in Indonesia is organized in a college system that includes universities, institutes, and polytechnics. The programs operate in various disciplines such as engineering, social sciences, medicine, economics, and humanities. Some of the leading universities in Indonesia include Indonesia University, Bantul Institute of Technology, and Gadjah Mada University. Study program options include bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees in various fields.
Okay, thank you. Just enough for group 3 and about the statement and your give question for group 3 and thank you for the my team already answered the question.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the opportunity given to Group 4. Okay, let me introduce myself and my partner. I am Fatima Zahra and my partner is Husnul Hatima and parent Serena. In this presentation, we will discuss about counter theme. The high cost of education in the first problem faced by people who are below the poverty line and after children who are below the poverty will have their school neglected because their parents cannot afford the school costs and are more concerned with their living need daily. Therefore, economic problems are also a major factor in education problem in Indonesia. The second, inadequate educational facilities are also an educational problem in Indonesia. Many schools have almost collapsed. Buildings are no longer suitable for us in the learning process and do not have facilities such as chairs, study tables, books, technological equipment, and other supporting tools, which has resulted in a lack of optimal ed- education in Indonesia. The next, my friends.
Having untrained teacher is an important factor in the educational process because a teacher is a teacher who teaches knowledge so that children can get the knowledge that the teacher has taught. The main task of a teacher is to educate, teach, guide, train, and assess and evaluate their students if the teacher who teaches is not trained. The teaching and learning process will be hampered because the teacher who teaches is not trained or less professional in terms of teaching and learning. And if this is not addressed immediately, it will result in children feeling that they are not getting enough knowledge from their teacher. Meanwhile, the initial aim of education was to increase knowledge so that one day the children of the nation next generation could advance their nation and country.
4. Number 4. Lack of learning materials, namely the next factor that needs to be present for the learning process, namely adequate learning materials or books. What is still a problem is that many students do not have textbooks to participate in class learning. So that learning is the classroom can be optimal, student next textbook, exercise and various facilities that support better learning activities. Not only students, a teacher also needs materials to teach in class. Teachers are obligated to share knowledge with their students so that students can gain knowledge from a teacher who has taught them. In order to overcome the above problems, the government should provide free textbooks that can be used by students and teachers, improving library facilities to support the learning process. Education problems like these are obstacles that occur in many countries and are still being improved today.
Okay, this time I want to ask or give question for group 4. The question is, why you think the high cost of education is the first problem faced by people who are below the poverty line, and often children who are below the poverty will have their school negated because their parents cannot afford the school costs and are more concerned with their living needs daily.
Okay, I will answer for the question. Economic factors are their main reason for ignoring and not carrying out educational activities. With this problem, the government has actually announced free education and even 12 years of compulsory education. But the other costs that students have to bear are not free. Other costs in question, namely transportation costs, the cost of buying books, uniform costs, and school equipment are not cheap. People who need to go to school or get educated have to think about other costs besides the cost of education, which can be compared to more expensive than the cost of education itself. Apart from that, the cost of daily living are increasingly expensive sometimes, making people prefer to work to meet their needs rather than having to go to school or go to school. The high cost of education is the first problem faced by people who are below the poverty line, and often children who are below the poverty line will neglect their schooling because their parents cannot afford school fees and are more concerned with their living needs daily. Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, I don't agree with your answer. Where you say the government is proclaiming free education, but other costs are borne by the student themselves, such as transportation, books, clothes, and equipment. So again, as I explained earlier, the government provides scholarship for people with low economic backgrounds. And then the scholarship, I would like to inform you that every pupil or student has to cover transportation costs, tuition fees, registration funds, clothing, allowance for books and stationery, assistance with thesis research or dissertation, seminar assistant, and international journal publication assistant. For those in society who get a small share of scholarship from the government, school and villages because of incidents or luck. Yes, getting a scholarship depends on luck. But there is not just one scholarship. There are many other scholarships. So if you only try once and fail then stop trying, that is not the case. You'll get any results. So guys, you have to keep trying if you fail again. Thank you.
Thank you for your views regarding this statement. It is true that the government has a scholarship program to support people in education. The scholarship cover various aspects such as transportation costs, tuition fees, registration, clothing, book allowance, writing equipment, and research or seminar assistance for students. Even though there are costs involved, there are efforts from the government, schools, and village to help the community through scholarship program. In looking for art scholarship, luck is a factor, but consistent and persistent in trying various opportunities are also very important. Communities can benefit from more than one type of scholarship, and when faced by failure, sustainability of effort remains the key to achieving the desired result. Hopefully, this information provides a more detailed picture of the education support and scholarship available. Thank you. Thank you. That's all our presentation material, and thank you very much for listening.